Hi everybody, welcome to Join the Connect, the digital event brought to you by MOIRA. My name is Wilfred, I'm a physiotherapist and also a master trainer for the Tai Chi for Health program. Today I want to share with you some simple exercise, so let's start. What we're trying to do is we get a chair, we sit nice and comfortable, and then we're going to do some simple self-massage cramping exercise. So for people, let's do some exercise to start with, simply cramping your hands like this. So what we do is we try to clap 9 times. So first is the palm, facing each other like this way, palm clapping like this way, first one. The next one we're doing is the elbow, so it's just like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then after that we do the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, gently. And then we do the arm pick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After that we do the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's the arm. So 3 movement. So it's the hand, the elbow, the arm pick, and then we're going to do sitting down. We're going to do the gone area like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we do the back of the knee here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After that, we do the side of our shin bone like this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so if you want to do it in standing too, you can do that in standing. So in standing, we do this way. So basically the hand is the same. Your palm, your elbow, both sides, your arm peak, both sides, and then the back of your knee like this way, and then the side of the knee this way. Okay, so if you can do it, maybe 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, that will start, to get the circulation and also a bit of, self-clapping, relax the muscle. This is a good exercise then. Okay, so the next sessions, we're going to try to do a little bit of warm-up. So the warm-up exercise I will start with is in sitting too, which for most of the people, we can start doing this safely. So again, you get a chair, okay, so sitting sideways. So to sit on the chair there, you have a good posture. So try not to sit lean back like this way. This is not a very good posture exercise, so stand up straight like this way. So the first thing I want you to try to do is for your leg exercise is slowly get your leg up as much as you can, and then you're going to pull your toes back. Hold for about 3 seconds, put this down, and then we try to lift the other leg up, and then pull your toe back, hold for another 3 seconds, put it down. I'm going to repeat it 3 times, slowly. Put this down. Bring it in, put it down. And what this is good for? This is mainly good for what we call the thigh muscle, the quadricep muscle. This is an exercise that gets this muscle stronger. Okay? So the next thing we do is we're going to do the hand. So make a fist, not too tight, and then we're going to do some gentle stretching or punching. Stretch your arm forward, left hand, right hand, and make sure you just do gentle so you don't have to hit hard like this. Alright, so my suggestion is you try to do the arm and legs separately, maybe for 1 or 2 days. When you get used to them, then we're going to try to do some arm and leg together, because in Tai Chi exercise we talk about is mainly posture and also coordination. So what I mean is we stretch the legs up, okay, and we actually, if you can, we actually punching opposite hands, and then we bring it back. So your right leg's up, your left hand punch. So in doing this, we actually try to ask our brain on both sides of them working at the same time. To start, it may be a bit hard for some people, so don't worry. Just as I said before, just do your leg slowly up and down by itself first. When you get used to this exercise and then you're comfortable, then you just do some gentle stretching or punching. And remember, when we all do this, we try to have, what we call within a comfort zone. So you don't try to stretch too hard. And then you try to slowly lift your left legs up first. Then you're going to stretch your right arm. Do slowly. And then do the reverse. Your right leg and then your left hand. Okay? So when you get used to it, maybe again for a couple of days or even a week, then you try to do at the same time a bit quicker. So that enhances your arm and leg, eye-hand coordination. So this is a simple exercise to try to do, but Again, if you find your leg is too hard to lift it up, what you can do is sit straight. Make sure you got a good support chair. You can just stretch your leg out and landing on your heel. So this also stretch your knee a bit. So when you lift the leg slightly up, put it down, it's also start working on your quadricep muscle, the thigh muscle. All right. So once we do this one, the next thing I'm going to suggest is you're going to try to stand up and then stand behind a chair like this. So in here, you've got the chair as a support. So it's always good to do with a support because it's safe. Otherwise, you may have a bit of accident and you fall, and it's not what we want. So the next thing I want you to try to do is hold on the chair there, and you're standing on your toes, lift your heels up, gently like this, and then slowly down. So I suggest you need to try to repeat it for 6 times to start, and see how you feel. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So again, at any time you find it's comfortable, your balance is no good, don't push. Take it easy. You have plenty of time to gradually progress. So the aim of the exercise is help the circulation in the leg, and also when we do up and down, we actually upset, think a bit of the inner ear, the vestibular system, which help our balance. So this is a quite good exercise. And also Chinese people have acupuncture theory. So you've probably heard of people think that in the hand and the leg there's good acupuncture point for our internal organ. So we believe the bottom of the foot there is a good acupuncture point for the heart. So this is a very powerful, simple exercise to do. All right. So if you can, again, do it slowly up and down on the chair. And anytime you find your balance no good, try not to push too hard. And the next thing I want you to do is we're actually standing again, holding on the chair. This time we actually open our legs sideways. So lift the legs up on one side and then the other side. So on the front wheel, it's like this way, the chair is here. So I'm going to slowly lift my legs up sideways. Okay? And then just like that. So again, we're going to do 6 times. So 3 each leg. Slowly lift it up. And this exercise, the aim is actually try to stand on one leg. So because if I lift my right legs up, I'm actually stand on my left leg. So of course the leg will be stronger in doing this. So in saying that, you don't have to lift the legs too high. So you don't have to do it all the way like this way. Teach your posture, that's not a good idea. So that's not safe. So what you do is stand straight, hold it on the chair, just lift it off the ground slowly, and then put it down. And then the other one open, sideways, and put it down. So this is the 2 exercises I want to share with you. In doing from sitting, we do standing. So when you're standing, you find yourself balance is good, then you actually start doing some exercise or the warm-up that we're going to do next without holding a chair. But it's always a good idea to have a chair next to you just in case if you're not strong enough, your balance is no good, then you can always sit down or have a rest on that. Okay. So the next thing we do is we're going to do some warm exercise before the Tai Chi sessions. So we do it with standing, the legs apart. So what we do first is we do the neck movement. So we basically bend your neck slowly and then look up. But in Tai Chi, as I mentioned before, we try to do some coordination. So what we do is we lift your arms slowly up to your shoulder level. And you're going to turn your palms towards yourself. You bring your hands slowly in. And at the same time, you can pull your chin in a bit. Just gentle like this way. And then turn your palms out. Stretch your hands out, and you follow your hand as you go down. So you slowly bend your neck and watching your hands as they come down. So it's a coordination between your head or your neck and your arm. And then slowly you watch it, you come up again. So you turn your hands in and chin in. Slowly relax, push out. Follow your hand as you slowly bend your neck down. Nice and gentle. Try to keep breathing naturally, and up again. And turn your hands in and bring it in. Relax and push it out. And then slowly follow your hand as it comes down. So after we do each of the movement 3 times, then we finish. But of course, remember your comfort zone. And also another thing I want you to try to do, which may be a bit hard for some people, is your way of breathing. So in Tai Chi, we always encourage you to breathe in with your nose only. That's what we're all born with. So keep your mouth closed, nose breathing, and a lot of time is when you do some exercise, any activity, if you start puffing, means your heart is overworking too hard. Like a bit just simple like this. So hopefully that's not happen all the time. But the exercise that I'm going to show you, all the time, especially in Tai Chi, we try to ask you to keep your mouth closed, in and out with your nose only. Okay. So from the neck down, we're going to do a little bit of exercise for the shoulder. So for shoulder, what we do is we again stand legs apart. So your arm facing out, your palm facing out, and you lift your arms up slowly up to your shoulder level again, and you bring your hands in. As you bring your hands in, you turn your palms down. That is, okay? And then you're going to bring your hands down back to your side of your body, slowly. As you're coming down to here, then you turn your palms up. Okay? This one, we're going to try to incorporate a bit of breathing as a coordination. So what we're going to do is lift your arms up, at the same time you breathe in through your nose slowly. And then we bring it across. If you can keep your mouth closed, hold your breath. And then when you push down your hand, you breathe out. So let's do one more time. You breathe in. Hold your breath. And breathe out. So one last time. In. Out. Okay, so this is the exercise for our shoulder, and the next one we do is we do a bit on the spine. So what we're doing is, we're going to try to do your spine stretching. So basically what you do is you like holding a watermelon or basketball with your hands. So in doing this, the point I want you to watching is my palm is facing each other. So you're holding the ball or watermelon, as a lot of people say in doing Tai Chi, with your palm facing each other. So the next move is your bottom hand. So now it's my right hand. So my right hand goes forward. Okay, and I turn my palms up to face the ceiling. As I'm going up, my hands is slowly stretching out. And then the left hand, the bottom hand now, is slowly pushing down. So it's a gentle stretch there. Okay, so when you do that, you're supposed to feel the back is a bit of stretching. And once we do that, we slowly bring our hands down. The top hand, turn the palm facing down now. And the bottom hand is turn your hands up and then lift it up a bit. So again, we still hold the same basketball or watermelon, but our arm is switching up and down. So next thing is your bottom hand, go forward, stretch up, and then the other hand push down. Nice and slow, nice and gentle. And then we bend both of them down and up, swap. Another way, stretch. So try to feel your spine or your back is stretching. And then up and down. Okay? The other point you have to remember is if you see my elbows, they're not fully stretched. So don't try to do this too strict. It's just gently stretching. If you have any discomfort, then you just stop anytime and then come back and relax. Okay. So the next one we do is for our knee. So for our knee, what we do is we basically take a step forward, land on your heel first if you can, and then slightly bend your knees. Okay? And then we come back, and then we step forward, and slightly bend your knees. Now this one, I want to turn to my side, I want to show you. When I step my leg forward, okay, my both knees straight now, and then I'm going to bend my front knee straight. The best thing to do is the front knee doesn't pass my toes, so don't bend too far forward. And the most important part in this movement is my back leg, my heel, is always stay on the ground. So what I mean is don't do things like this, lift your heels up. Because when you lift your heels up and you stretch forward, you're actually going to lose your balance because you basically stand on one leg and you're going to lose your balance. So always remember, heels on the ground, both sides, stretch forward, bring this back, step forward, bring this back. Okay? And The next thing we do is the hand. So we're going to make a fist, and this time we place by the side of our body. So again, like the one we just do sitting before, we gently stretch our arm forward, like gently punching forward, but very nice and soft. So don't try to do too hard and too quick. So when you can do the arm and leg separately, we're going to join them together. So basically what I'm doing now is my left leg, my left heel is up, my left leg plays small step forward, and then I slightly bend my front leg or front knee, and I for a punch opposite again. So again, we want left and right opposite movement, and then we bring them both back. So step forward with my right leg, punch with my left. But make sure, as I mentioned before, let's show you one sideways. When I step forward, my punch, watch my heel. Both heels is on the ground, so don't lift the heels up, bring it back, okay? And then step forward and punch, and bring this back. Let's do one more time. Step, punch, bring it back, step, punch, bring it back, okay? So this exercise, make sure you've got good balance, and then if your balance is no good, always have a chair or some furniture or even a piece, the wall next to you, just in case. And remember, the heel, the one at the back, has to be stay on the ground, even you start bending and punching forward. So that's for the knee. Actually, the next one we do is we do the leg again one more time. So this is the heel. So what we do first, this one is we're going to take a small step forward and land on your heel. Okay, so land on heel, forward, small step, not a big step, and then we're going to go backward on your toes. So it's forward on the heel, back on your toes. Okay, so your foot start in the front, it's forward on the heel, back on your toes. So you can see my toe go back, it's still outside. So don't try to do this step forward on the heel is out, and then when you step in, you bring your leg in again like this way. So we're going to set on feet 9, you're going to fall easier. So always go backward, still on the toes. Okay, so it has to be heel forward, toe backward, heel forward, toe backward, and then we do the other one. So it's heel forward and toe backward. So heel forward, toe backward. Okay, so the hand is simple. Again, we have to lift it up to the shoulder level with palms down, and then we bring it back to the side of our body. So it's arms coming up, hands go down the side of the body. So arms up and then down, nice and slow. Alright, so the coordination between these two is, again, we want to do arm and leg together, but the keyword you now remember is opposite. So what I mean is, let's turn to the side and show you once. So my arm's coming up. When my arm's down, my leg's going to forward, my left heel up, my left leg's forward on the toe, on the heel. And then we're going to, with arms up, my leg is going to go backward on the toe. So it's arm down, leg forward, arms up, leg go back. So down and forward, up and back, and relax. Okay, so if I can show you back wheel, so you can follow me with my right leg. So first is my arms coming up, my leg doesn't move, my arms coming down, my left leg stands still, my right heel is up, my right foot forward on the heel. And then my hands coming up, my legs go back on the toe. So heel forward, arms down, arms up, toe back. So down, forward, bring your leg, up, and you go back. And relax, okay? Now this exercise can be challenging because we're actually doing some of the movement that naturally we do it together. So what I mean is naturally we do this up, back, like a bit of dancing, okay? But in Tai Chi we talk about coordination. It's a bit of challenge. So when you do that, you have to focus, and then you have to think of the movement, arms up, and then the leg is not going to go out forward, the leg is going to go backward. Okay? It can be tricky. So when the arm come back, hands come back, the leg forward. Okay? This is quite a good exercise that I want you to try. Especially sometimes people have a bit of stress or some discomfort, not because of pain, maybe some sort of thinking or some sort of worry. This is a good exercise to start, because Tai Chi exercise, people, some of them will say, oh, it's actually only physical. It's actually not. It's also what we call mental, because coordination. I said before, because you really have to slow down to think of your hand movement, and your leg doesn't go forward together, that the leg goes backward, you actually need a lot more coordination. So when you coordinate, I dare say you don't have time to think of other things. So if you do that, sometimes Tai Chi can also be what we call movement meditation. So it helps you to reduce the stress, of course not for long, it's for the time you're doing it, but that is a good idea because in that way, you relax mentally. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to try to do a few simple Tai Chi for health movement. So one of the program that Dr. Paul Lam do is called Tai Chi for arthritis, and then the other one that are quite for a long while international is Tai Chi for diabetes program. So I'm going to share with you with some of the movement. And in this Tai Chi health program, Tai Chi for health program by Dr. Paul Lam, is actually incorporate one Chinese style of Tai Chi. It's called Sun style. The spelling is S-U-N. So I encourage you all try to Google, have some more information on the Sun style Tai Chi, or in English maybe pronounce it the Sun Tai Chi, S-U-N, because this Tai Chi program is actually originated by Master Sun of Tong back 100 years ago. It's for health. So it's actually quite a simple and beneficial exercise for you to do. Of course, the other Tai Chi program like Chan style, Yang style, Wu style is quite common all over the world. Still good to practice, but if you ask me if one Tai Chi program that you should have a try, it's going to help for you is probably Sun style. Okay, so let me just show you the simple movement first. So the simple movement, this one is called commence movement, and the next one is called open and closing hand, which I'm going to share with you. So the first one we do is we stand nice and tall, and Sun style Tai Chi starting a little bit different than most of the form of Tai Chi. The feet is together, but you can see my feet is like Charlie Chaplin's. So they are at a V-shaped angle, like this way. So let me first demonstrate what we're going to try to do within the next sessions time. So first is we commence. Second movement, open and closing hand. Okay, so what we just did before is two simple movements in Sun style Tai Chi. The first one is called commence movement. So as I mentioned before, my leg is actually standing not close together. It's slightly open, but still closing together by the heel, but slightly open like this way. And the next thing we do is we slightly bend our knees. So we start with our left leg. So I'm going to try to do mirror image. So you lift your left heels up and your left leg forward. Slightly a small step, landing on the heel first, and then you place your foot down, and then your right leg come up to the same level. And as you can see now, my feet is separate. So how far? Shoulder width. Okay? And the toes is actually pointing sideways outside in a V shape. Now they become same pointing forward. Okay? So, and our knee, if you can, is slightly bend your knees. So if I turn sideways, just to show you, when I mean slightly bend my knees, I don't do this. So you can see my knee is well past my toes. That's too much, especially when you first start. So if you do it for years, then you can do a bit lower, but not. So if you're slightly coming up. So now, is what I mean slightly bend my knees. So you can see my knee slightly bent. With my trousers, you may not see a lot, but I can see my toes. So that means I still keep my knee bent. If I move forward, my knee is still bent. If I move sideways, my knee still keep bent. But it's what we call slightly bend your knees. So don't try to go too far lower down because that's too much strain on your knee joint. So if you do this way, you walk forward and backward. When you first start, it's gonna hurt you more. Then you will need to come back to see me, Wilfred, as a physio, to help your knee. I don't want that. So make sure just gently bend your knees. Okay? So when we do that is, we sort of slightly bend our knees, lift our left heels up, left leg forward, and then right leg follow. Okay? I'm going to show you one backhand wheel. So basically what we do is, we stand with heels together, we slightly bend our knees, my left heels come up, my left leg forward, and then my right leg follow. And when I do that, my knee is still slightly bent. So that the hand movement is like this, the arms coming up, to the shoulder level again, and the hands coming down back to our waist, and then slowly come along our chest, and then hands go forward. Now in student style Tai Chi, the most important thing for our hand is they have to face each other. So in my class, I always have a joke with my student. They come to my class, they have to be happy. They have to show me that they're happy. If they're not, they still have to show me happy. What it actually means, or for you to remember, is we can always curve our hands when we do student style Tai Chi, or most of the time. So our hands is coming up this way, the palm facing each other, coming down, also palm facing each other, coming up again, the palms still facing each other as we go that way. So you can always curve your hands, okay? In the later move, we may do some other movement when you, not today, but when you learn furthermore, our hands even turn to do this, the palm is still facing each other as you do the pendulum loop or parallel punch movement. So remember, palm facing each other. Why we need to do that? Again, I think I told you before, the foot we're going to put acupuncture point in the bottom of our foot. So the hand or the palm is still acupuncture point here, okay? In Chinese, it's called Lo Gong. So we believe when you do this way, an energy in your body flow through. But if you don't believe in that, it's still movement. So basically, it's try to arms up, arms down, up and forward, with your palms still facing each other, okay? So let's try together. So we stand nice and tall, checking your posture. As I mentioned before, Tai Chi, to me anyway, is basically two main things, the posture and also your coordination. So basically we try to do this nice and tall. Your leg doesn't move first. Your arms coming up, shoulder level, arms down to your waist. And then now you start to bend your knees at the same time. And then when you can, arms coming up again your chest, your left heels come up, your left leg step forward, follow with your right leg. Let's do one more time. So arms coming up, arms down and bend your knees. Arms up, heels up, arms forward, step forward, and follow step. Okay, let me show you on the side. So what we do now is, your arms coming up, your arms down, you bend your knees. Your arms up, your heels up, you step forward, and you follow step. So this is the first movement, commence movement. So the next one we do is what we call open and close. So basically what we start is, we start commence movement, and then bring your hands back to our chest close a bit. With your finger, now try to point up to the sky or the ceiling. And then you're going to slowly open your hands out to your shoulder width. So my hands to my shoulder width, and then slowly I bring it back in. Now to open again, we breathe in through your nose, remember? So slowly breathe in, nice and slow breathe in. So what's supposed to happen is when I open my hands to my shoulder, I should fully inhale or fully breathe in to my lungs and my dantian or diaphragmatic breathing. And then slowly we breathe out through your nose as you close it. So close as close as you can, as you like, but the finger is not touching. So let's do 2 more times. In and out. In again. Nice and slow. Out again. Nice and slow. And relax. So you're going to repeat it probably 1 or 2 times per sessions, or you can do a bit more, but try not to do 10 times. That's too much inhale of your breathing. Over breathing is actually not a good idea. Now these 2 exercises are doing standing, but again we can do sitting down. So what we modify is we sit nice and tall. Of course we don't want to walk forward and fall off the chair. So arms by your side, your arms coming up to your shoulder level. Your hands down to your waist, your arms coming up, your hands go forward. At the same time, you try to step your leg, left leg, right leg. So you still move your leg as you go. And then you bring your hands back to your chest. Open, breathe in, close, breathe out. So I suggest you repeat it maybe 3 times. 1 more time, in and out. And relax. So this exercise Even though you're sitting down, you still got the benefit of it. Sometimes when you get too tired, you still could do exercise in sitting down. But of course, if you do it in standing, the other thing we try to do to close in a session is we try to do some cool down. So what we're going to do is we're going to sort of, get a chair next to you just in case you're not balanced, not good. Otherwise, you just lift your legs up and gently give yourself a bit of gentle tapping for each leg. Because when we do Tai Chi, the thigh muscle or the quadricep muscle is using a lot. And then we do some breathing again, in and out. In and out. One more time, breathe in, relax, and out. Okay, so this is what I want to share with you for the Connect sessions today. So I hope you like it, and try to do some exercise to help yourself get a bit fitter, stronger, keep active. Use it or lose it. Okay, see you.